Good evening. Welcome to the regular meeting for the Board of Park Commissioners for November 13th. I'll call this meeting to order and maybe have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Leahy.
Present.
Commissioner Frazier.
Here.
Commissioner Clark.
Here.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Here.
Commissioner Goebel is not here. Commissioner Duffy.
Present.
Commissioner Kozlowskis.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. First thing on our agenda this evening is the consent agenda. We have 9 items, which we have all reviewed in our packet. Do any commissioners have discussion or anything to pull from the consent agenda?
Oh, pull from the consent agenda, yeah. Anybody? No?
Anyone have anything to pull? Then may I have a motion?
Move to approve the consent agenda of November 13th, 2023. The regular meeting of Board of Park Commissioners, a copy of which is to be attached to and become a permanent part of the minutes of this meeting.
I'll second.
Ready? Commissioner Leahy.
Yes.
Commissioner Frazier.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Yes.
Commissioner Duffy.
Yes.
Commissioner Kozlowskis.
Yes.
Consent agenda is approved.
That brings us to section 3, communications and correspondence, of which we had none.
None.
Walter had an email, but was that in the other one? But yes.
I think we had one letter, didn't
We have one
From
letter.
Walter.
Yeah.
One
there's
letter from Walter.
Correct.
It's not in here, though.
It is not printed. Do we have anyone for public comment this evening? Great. Piper? There's 2 hands.
Oh, it is in here. Yep.
Piper Rothschild, 1046 Elmwood Avenue. I'm glad to see that the Park District is pleased that Gilson will be listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The listing is wonderful news that the district and everyone in the community can be proud of. I trust that you all have seen the Landmarks presentation on the history of Gilson and better understand how significant its design and natural character are. I hope that you will work with Landmarks and use their help on your Gilson's plans going forward. In light of the information that they presented, I ask you to reevaluate your pending plans for Gilson, particularly as to narrowing Middle Drive and reconfiguring Harbor Drive. As Mr. Cairns and Ms. Backrack aptly document, Gilson's roads and circulation pattern are unique and indicative of the free-flowing, naturalistic prairie style of landscape architecture. Each of the roads is 20 feet wide, making them balanced and pleasing to the eye, clearly an intentional part of their design. The board's current plan cuts Middle Drive from its original 20 feet wide to 7 feet for a pedestrian pathway. This narrowing ruins the original design, unbalancing the roads, making Middle Drive a slender strip instead of the 20-foot wide road like the other roads. Why not keep Middle Drive a 20-foot wide pedestrian path? That would make it much more user-friendly than a slim 7-foot wide strip. Why contravene the historical design by cutting Middle Drive down so drastically? The board's plan for Harbor Drive should also be re-examined. That plan alters the beautiful original curve of Harbor, likely removing the grouping of trees in the triangle, and builds a 700-foot concrete wall along the road. When visitors enter the park, they will see a huge mass of concrete and fewer trees, both completely out of sync with the naturalistic green style that the original landscape architects worked so carefully to achieve. Now is the time to take a second, more serious look at the alternate path. The alternate path is in the original design. The 2014 board followed the history and had it in their plans as well. The alternate plan is safer, less expensive, doesn't harm trees, and could be permeable, reducing the need for more concrete. Maybe most important, your many surveys and the 300 people who signed the Bike Walk Wilmette petition show that residents want safer trails and paths in Gilson. Plus, the alternative path does not interfere with and can fully coexist with the field space. The National Register listing makes it imperative that you respect and preserve the historical design. It's a significant part of our community's heritage and must be valued and protected. As this board noted at the June 2022 Committee of the Whole meeting, and I quote from the minutes, if indeed the road layout is historical in nature, this may change the questions that the boards will be asking, as the board does not want to endanger something that is truly historic. Please be true to the history and reevaluate your plan. Let's get it right the first time. Thank you.
Thank you.
this is fun. Hello, everyone. My name is Will Black. I am representing the Platform Tennis Players Association. Not my first time here. In fact, when I was first here, I was representing about 500 people that were active in playing platform tennis, and arguably about 70 that were sitting on a waiting list that couldn't use West Park, that wanted to be there, but there was no room for them. So I have the good fortune of coming to represent them and say thank you. Thank you for investing in the parks and making them better, for providing more capacity for players that want to get off digital screens and onto paddle screens and enjoy the parks in the winter. What a fantastic facility we now have. It's really best in class, and the care and thoughtfulness that went into it should be acknowledged and certainly recognized. Sheila, I know, had to go through some complexity in the costs. I know that Christy had some engineering complexity and pulled together a fantastic project. Certainly Jason brought a lot of thoughtfulness to the experience for the players and what that's like on the court and inside the warming hut. And Steve had quite a bit to navigate zoning-wise and others. So thank you for the perseverance and support of the parks and the community. I mean, we certainly couldn't be happier, and I think not enough people come up here and say thank you. So I wanted to make a point certainly to do that, because we're grateful for all of the work that you've done. And just to wrap up, the Platform Tennis Players Association was formed to lend a voice to be involved in the parks, but I think we can be a part of this community on an ongoing basis. So we've been looking ahead to the opportunity to do a coat drive. We have the good fortune of having warming clothes in a warming hut, and not everyone has that. So as an association, we're going to put together an event and would look for support from the Park District to do that towards the holiday season. Again, paddle's been an important part of this community. It's brought a lot of people together. I think we can continue to use the power of this organization, of this fantastic facility, to continue to do good and be a great community. So thank you for all of the great support. It's been a terrific success. And boy, we had a great event this weekend, as I know was brought up at the committee as a whole. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes public comment for this evening. As we move into the executive director's report, we were going to mention about Landmark Illinois. So do you want to start with that, Steve?
Sure. As we heard, mentioned during public comment, the process has progressed with designating Gilson Park for historic, on the, what do they call it, the National Historic Registry of Historic Places, I believe it's called. Passed through the state Illinois Department of Natural Resources process and in the hands of the Federal Park Service. They have 45 days to respond. We have no reason to believe that it won't be anything but yes. So that's an exciting development for, I think, our most beloved park.
And then you can carry on.
Sure. Continuing with the report. Project Parks in Play. At the last committee of the whole meeting in October, Barry Dunn was in attendance. We talked about mission, vision, guiding principles, strategic priorities. There was a lot of feedback to Barry Dunn on wording around the mission and vision. They have spent time rewriting, giving more options, and we're looking to have them come back at the committee of the whole meeting later this month to finalize those conversations and move the conversation into the objectives that support the strategic priorities as we build out a final plan here in the first quarter of 2024. Langdon, Smith Group has continued its work on the design for the revetment and the access path at Langdon Beach, and we expect them to be back at the committee of the whole meeting later this month as well to present those plans. One of the key aspects that we're looking at is where and how to locate and house our staff to administer the paid beach operations of Langdon. Budget 2024 is in full swing. We just had a committee of the whole meeting for 2 hours prior to this meeting to look at the recreation budgets. Some work still to be done on a lot of our budgets, including the recreation budget, and then we will turn our focus into planning for capital projects both next year and into the future. So more committee of the whole meetings coming focused on capital. looking at your budget going forward under new business, you have 2 items. The annual IAPD business meeting is at the annual conference in January. As a matter of business, we are to delegate or designate delegates. And so that's going to be me. So just vote yes. And then the intergovernmental agreement with Cook County is, again, just a matter of business. We need to have this intergovernmental agreement to receive the funds from the Cook County Invest in Cook program. That is the money that was awarded to us to conduct a feasibility study for a connective bike trail between Sheridan Road and McCormick Avenue along the MWRD property, better known as Canal Shores. And this is partially funded through this grant, but also through the city of Evanston, the village of Wilmette, and us. We've divided the costs beyond the $40,000 grant. So that is what you have on your agenda.
Any questions? Nope. And we need a motion for 7.1 for the.
All right. I move to approve the designation of Steve Wilson as delegate and Sheila Foy, Kara Kozlowskis, and Patrick Duffy as first, second, and third alternates to attend the annual business meeting of the Illinois Association of Park Districts. Wanted to make sure I got all those names in there because it couldn't have happened to a nicer group of people.
Now you need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, there it
okay.
is.
I wasn't going to say it.
All right, can we have a vote?
Commissioner Leahy.
Yes.
Commissioner Frazier.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Yes.
Commissioner Duffy.
Can I say no?
You can.
Yes.
You're third.
Commissioner Kozlowskis.
With pleasure.
All right, that's approved.
7.2, do we have a motion?
Okay, sorry. I move to approve the intergovernmental agreement for the Cook County Bike Path Grant.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah. First off, I think this is fantastic. You know, if you take a look at the maps in the presentation, there is an area of discontinuity on the bike paths through the area, and I think it's great that we're studying this. I know that there have been some members of the community who have worked hard to try to put something together, and I know they reached out to a number of different government agencies, and I'm glad that we were in a position to step up and do that. Just one financial question, I guess. As you read the agreement, Cook County, we're doing this so Cook County is agreeing to pay 50% of the cost up to $40,000. So obviously we anticipate the cost is going to be $80,000. Do we have any reason to believe the cost might go substantially beyond $80,000 for the study?
You're testing my memory at this point. I think our portion is less than 10, and
Okay.
the village is somewhere in the
Last
12.
time I asked you, that was your answer at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm very supportive of this. I just was trying to understand the collective exposure. But
Yeah.
Great.
I would like to add too that I bike along the existing pathway during the summer days because I row out of the Damage Rowing Center, which is at McCormick and Oakton, and I bike that path, and it has always been, and there are actually a lot of teens who also will bike that way. It's the bike path that's existing is frequently used by walkers and bikers and other people. So I think that I would love to have it finished because you have to go through. I have to do this weird thing of cutting through down like McDaniel to get to it, and it would be just so nice to
Dodge
have
a couple of golf balls along the way and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Right.
So
Absolutely.
so I'm really hoping this is going to be more successful.
Okay, with that, can we have a roll call?
Commissioner Leahy?
Yes.
Commissioner Frazier?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark?
Yes.
Commissioner Murdoch?
Yes.
Commissioner Duffy?
Yes.
Commissioner Kozlowskis?
Yes.
IGA is approved.
Thank you. Okay, before we adjourn, Patrick Duffy will direct our attention to the back of the packet.
It's just not the same when Christy's not here, though.
I know she should be getting a
He's
lot of
gonna watch
credit.
the recording, of course.
Well, as Will Black came up and mentioned, the paddle hut opened. There was a lot of work by Christy and some of her staff just to keep the contractors going. And it's beautiful over there. I think, though, where if you look at the next couple of pages where staff has begun working at Centennial, cleaning up around the different parks, repairing different things, planting of trees, working with the Eagle Scouts. There's just an amazing amount of work that I don't think people give the Park District staff enough credit for. In particular, you look down at the Lakeview Center or Lakeview, Park staff helps move a lot of those boats.
They planted 44 trees, or started to.
Well, yeah, the we were going to do 100 this year, and they're going to hit it. So
Yeah.
this is the second wave.
Yep. And then they got community playfields pickle because we had a week of nice weather.
Yep.
So
And I'm just going to say, because I noticed that there's the rain gardens have been planted at Sherwood Park, and I mean, that's the playground that my kids played at all, and yes, they need those rain gardens. It used to flood so badly, but so it'll be just wonderful to have that there.
And a quick question, Patrick mentioned pickleball. The nets are up, the courts are up. Is there going to be another seal coating in the spring, Steve?
There's going to be the color coding in the
Right.
spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
weather
they're
ran out
playable
on
now
us.
if the weather
Correct.
permits.
right.
Correct.
Phenomenal. Yep.
So well
Okay,
done.
with that,
Yep.
thank you
to
the
staff.
Yep.
Thank you to staff.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have to read it the same way.
All those.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.